Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 18 of our NORLAND playthrough, as we are here with the cowardly King Charles, and he is dreaming tonight of reclaiming his glory. Yes, he's been an embarrassment to the entire land. If we go to the map world, the world map here, we can see that everybody hates him. Negative 13, negative 15, negative 23, negative 44. If they weren't so caught up with their own wars that they're already in, they'd probably be after me too. Sparkfall down here, negative 19, negative 24, and Lakehold at negative 20. And anything that gets below negative 25 can declare us an enemy and attack us with military. But pretty much everyone that's negative 15 and below, and there are a lot of them, well, they have been intrigue. All right, they've been implementing intrigue against us. They've been paying robbers and thugs to come by to try to assassinate King Charles because he is a coward. And so Charles's dreams are yielding him two possible outcomes here. Either he reclaims his glory or he dies trying. He needs to overcome his cowardly fears and take back his honor. So, how is he going to do that today, you might ask? Well, there are lots of different ways. There's a camp of forest bandits down here. They've been hanging down here for a while. And King Charles thinks that this might be one really good way, is to scrounge up a bunch of guys and come down here and wreck these guys. That's one way to do it. The other way is just maybe we can talk our way out of it by going to places like, you know, talking to Borrow here. He's at negative 13. We want to get, we want to get closer to the positive territory there. We got Great Miss, negative 15, so these guys can start intrigue against us, right? Hostility. So we got a lot of hostility all around. We need to do something about that. There is a third option, aside from reclaiming your glory and then dying trying. The third option is one that he doesn't want to do, but he understands that he may be forced to do it. And that is to abdicate. To give up the throne and hand the crown to Glance. Glance doesn't know about these plans. Charles thinks it's time to go to war, to start battles and to reclaim his honor. And so he's going to take a group of warriors from the peasant population here, and he's going to go do that. We have Charles right here, has his 8 combat strength, 7 command, and he is going to take this many guys with him. Now, we don't have a whole lot of weapons, so a lot of these guys are going to be unarmed. I would like to get them some weapons, but I have no way of doing that. Oh, never mind. Hang on. Oh, I'm not counting the bows. There we go. So we have 4 bows, 4 sets of maces. Seems good. We're going to round up the warriors. Here they are. Now, obviously, he's a coward, and they're all fighting with a coward. I don't know if they're going to enjoy fighting with a coward. I guess we'll find out. We're going to go attack down here on the local map. Squad Charles. 70% chance of victory. That should get him. That should get his hopes up. All right. That should get his attitude to be good to go there. Now, the scaffold and the training ground, these are both going to need commands every day. So I need to have these managed by someone else. So we're going to have, let's say, God, like I keep spreading people around, but it's going to have to happen. We're going to say that Glance can handle this and this. We're going to have Glance handle both of these things. Maybe Alina can handle this one. That's fine. And hopefully they get their commands today. Now, there's a couple of things that we really need to do to kind of improve everything. One, I'm going to get the brewery upgraded because I need to make more beer. And the second is we're going to need more temples. Keep saying we need more temples, so we're going to try to get more temples. It also says that the prisoners are poorly guarded. Probably because at night we don't have any patrols up here, right? So real quick, we're going to go to Army, Night Patrol. We're going to slap a Night Patrol, I think, right over here like this. And that way our warriors at nighttime, they will, patrol this area and see about keeping these guys in their place. It's not good enough just to have a day patrol over here. We got to have a night patrol too. I actually kind of want to move this day patrol. I'm going to move it to be like right over the fields like this. Yeah, that's better. Like right centered on there. So we can do that. As far as the crime and stuff goes in our little republic here, village. It's not really a republic. I just got done playing Workers and Resources, so my brain is wired for a different game. Right now I'm trying to reacquaint myself with this one. We're down to only 3 cutthroats. We got rid of most of the vagabonds. Downside, our population is declining. And it's declining because it says that migration has ceased while terror reigns in our city. Now, I don't know where that terror is coming from, because the scaffold here has not been told to terrorize anyone. I have terror on no. I'm only having actual, vagabonds be punished. Because that's what I'm trying to do. So I don't know how that's working out. It doesn't make sense to me that we have terror in our streets still. If we take a look at the description of terror, it says that using the scaffold, executioners begin to execute without evidence all vagabonds first, and then the unemployed, and finally just peasants chosen for execution. And the execution is, it's just taking place, but it's not, though. I'm sorry, the execution is not taking place. Like, I'm not doing this, right? I have it on no. And so I don't know why migration would be off and why it's telling me that migration is ceased because of terror, because I'm not doing that. But, if I can get the temple up, maybe that will fix everything. I don't know. Like, we have the description on there. It says, moderate fatigue, king of another culture, but it says tips, build more temples. Okay, that could be the tip. We should just build more temples and that'll fix everything. So that's what we're going to try to do. All right. The temple is going to be built. I don't want it to be built first, though. I want the brewery built first. And then hopefully we don't have too many people leave today. It'd be nice if they didn't have too many people leave. If I go down to the map here, you can see that King Charles and his army of 9 people is on their way over here to take these guys out. Again, I'm hoping that helps my rating with people enough to where Charles can stay in power, but it's possible that he won't be able to stay in power. It's just legitimately possible that we will be forced to abdicate the throne. And I don't want to do that, but yeah. So I have to, once again, go in and change my resolution because I cannot click that button. So I'll go down to 130 is about what I see as possible here for that. And then now I can click the button, battle on the map. It says we have a really high probability. They have really high morale. But we have numbers on our side. So right away we get somebody, leaving. Right away. We're down to 8 now. So somebody's already a coward. It's not Charles. I have to hope that it's not Charles. I imagine it's not Charles. Nope, this guy's leaving. So he doesn't want anything to do with this anymore. And then we've got, people with the bows and everything too. They're going to shoot. Here we go. Come on, charge. Charge. Run as fast as you can. Oh boy, the bows are going to shoot each other. I got more bows than you do. Oh my God, that's a kill shot. Damn. Look at that shot. Oh my God. Get him. There, okay, now there's no more shots. So now hopefully these arrows that are flying hit only... Hopefully that hits only the enemy. Come on, Charles, regain your honor. Oh my God, 5 on 3. Come on now. Come on now. Oh my God, it's going to be Charles versus these 3, and then the bows. Oh my God, yep, and then the bows. The bows are still there, but this isn't good. Hey, this guy got up. That's good for me. Come on. Come on, Charles, do it. His armor's gone. Well, his chest armor, at least, his chest armor piece doesn't look good. Oh yeah, our arrows are totally hitting our own guys too. That is not good. Oh, that is not good. He doesn't have any weapon now. Regain your honor, Charles. They gave up. They gave up. Yay! Yay! He did it. The coward didn't walk away. The dreams of victory were rewarded. So 2 escapes. I guess that's just how it goes. But we captured. Nobody died on our side. These guys are unconscious. Nobody died on our side. And then We captured 4 prisoners. A relationship with our king, the bishop, +9. Very good. And a relationship with everyone else goes up by 5. And so that would hopefully mean, you know, -17 instead of 23. That's good. You got 13 here. I know it's really small. I'm sorry. 8 right there. So it's a little bit better, right? We need to regain our honor. And Charles went out and did the thing he needed to do. So he's not done yet. He's not done ruling yet. All right, let's get the UI back and fix that. So at the base here, what I'd really like to get done, right? I need to get the alchemist. And I really want to get... there's a lot of things that aren't working quite well. Like, aren't working the way I want them to. But that's not about how I want it, right? I have to figure out how the game wants me to do it. And then do that. So, for example, despite the fact that these things produce a ton of flour, and they are really producing a lot of flour, we only have 15 in stock still. So I still have to keep in my head. I have to just ingrain this in my head. They deliver stuff at the end of the day, right? So there's that. If I go down to production limits, oh, demand vassalage. That's not good. Let's go. I'm gonna up the production limit on flour to 120. What is demand vassalage? Really? Oster believes that in the current situation, it would be best for you to become his vassal. You have 2 days to consider the offer. If you ignore the proposal, Oster will consider it as an act of insolence, and his attitude towards you will deteriorate by -7. He also wants me to give him money. But so does Greatmas, though. Greatmas wants me to give him money too, because of, you know, my army being so weak. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here, man. Jeez. Beastwood, difficult relationship with Beastwood people. So they're, I mean, Dragonhorn is part of their thing now, right? Dragonhorn is part of Beastwood. I think Beastwood's taken over. They're coming through. They're probably going to go after these guys too. I mean, this is a whole Tenaya thing too. This is the whole area for that culture is right there too. So that helps a lot, I think, with maybe his motivation in taking over places. So this is a Rutabaga field. I need this. I have a need for another lord so badly, and I'm really tempted to try and hire one. I can't give my kids any titles yet. It's not possible to do that. I can confess, console, educate. I can educate, right? Like, he needs educated. Hepper and Ronan need educated, right? So, like, maybe, I don't know, I can get Glance to do that. But every time I tell them to educate their kids, they're not writing the books. They're not reading the books. I need them to finish those things. Because I'm kind of stranded right now. And I really do need too many things for these 4 lords to handle. So one of the things I need to work on for the next time I play this game is to not spread too thin. I think there are too many buildings, right? So for example, I don't need 2 lumber mills here. Like these 2 lumber mills, it's silly to have too many. So I'm going to tell them to ship what they have now. And hopefully they just go ahead and do that. In fact, maybe I'll have these guys ship it. I don't know. Whoever, somebody ship it. There you go. Get it out of here. All right, maybe both of you can do it. Honestly, I probably don't need this much. And so if I do that and have them ship, I can then get rid of this building. That's gone now. That's one less building we have to manage. And then this lumber mill also could do the same thing. We don't need this much wood. We can instead stack upgrades on the other buildings. It is significantly better to have like one really good lumber mill with 5 people in it than it is to have 2 somewhat good lumber mills with 2 or 3 people in them. Just because of the number of things that our lords have to manage, I think is a big part of that. So if I ship goods, again, I want to get rid of the wood that's already there. I want to get that out of here. And now Rosie is in a bad mood. So we'll go ahead and destroy that. And now we have unemployed, but I want them to, you know, go off and do other things. So if I can get the people who are managing those lumber mills before, Charles only has 3 tasks. So let's get him on the builder's hut here so that they can, you know, do, you know, things like this, for example. I want the pig farms up. I need to get that going. Let's resume that. And then, you know, these extra unemployed here, we can make them builders. And we also need to get commands for the Rutabaga fields. We'll have Charles do that too, I guess. If I can get him back. But he's obviously off on the world map. So it's one of those things where I'm not sure how to balance the tasks yet. And I know that the Chancellery would help me a lot, but not having paper and not having a way to create paper is hurting me huge. So I think for the next playthrough, I would probably try to rush the Chancellery. And in order to do that, I would have to rush the workshop and the paper workshop. And to do that really well, you know, I need to make tools, which requires me to have an iron source. You see, like everything is kind of connected. And I'm not sure 25 days, this is where I'm getting at. I'm not sure 25 days is long enough to actually build out everything that you need to run your colony. So for a demo, if you wanted to be like more successful in a demo environment, you kind of have to rush some kind of strategy that's got a 25-day plan. And I have not been playing on a 25-day plan. I've been like, hey, this is how I would do this if I was setting up my kingdom. This is a game where you have to play like 300, 400, 500 days worth to really realize your true potential as a leader and, you know, conquer the lands, if you will, or unite the lands, if you will. And obviously 25 days is just not enough time. So on that note, since the 25 days also, we're not going to be able to see our kids grow up either. They're never going to grow up because we're going to, you know, it'll time out. So on that note, I think we're going to have to set a 5-day goal and just try to get that 5-day goal done and just focus on that and only that. So what would a good 5-day goal be? In the interim, I'm thinking, you know, the enemy is plotting, the enemy is waiting for the right moment, we have a dangerous neighbor. Is that like getting rid of the bad juju that we got with the rest of the kingdom? That would probably be a good idea. Working on not having people absolutely hate my kingdom would be a good idea. And to do that, I think abdicating the throne is probably the best fit. I think just turning over the crown to Glance is probably the best way to handle that. It would get rid of this one, and this one. It would probably get rid of this one, just because Rosia is, you know, Glance's wife. Representative of the cultures are unhappy. So Macaw people feel particularly unhappy. And so maybe that would solve that too. I don't know. Not sure why they are unhappy. Why are they unhappy? I still have terror going on, and I have no idea why. Check your finance menu and see that you're selling enough. Let's see. So yeah, I have 436 gold. I'm paying my warriors 5, paying my peasants 6. I think what I'm going to do here actually is I'm going to reduce the payments on wages by 1. And then I'm going to reduce the price of flour by 1. And that, I think, will have a good... That'll be a good net positive for me. In fact, the warriors just got a bit of an upgrade there. I might be able to reduce warrior wages a little bit, but that only affects by 10 gold. I have 10 warriors, to where the peasants, that's a huge increase there. So I'm going to do that. And then I think unemployed can now go down to 3. Yeah. So we'll do something like that. And if I do that, I should hopefully not have any vagabonds anymore. Like, I shouldn't be getting vagabonds. Everybody's got jobs. Everybody's making money. We should be good to go there. So that's goal number 1, is trying to like solve bad. Oh my God, Rosia is pregnant with Glance's child again. She's like, pregnant again. I mean, she has high fertility, so that's why. And that's the other thing too. Like, I think Glance is going to be a better fit for King here because of the fact that he's not a where is it? He's not a coward. So automatically it's going to be way easier to make friends around the land. But he does have a tendency for addiction, is what it says. Sharp-tongued. We don't get sharp-tongued yet. We have to get our management skill to level 15 to unlock that trait. What is sharp-tongued? Precise language. Oh, right. The character is able to direct the Chancellery and still get his bonuses when the people in the Chancellery are managing things for him. Because remember, the Chancellery, with, you know, it takes paper, Paper is incredibly expensive. It's like 20 gold each now. It's just so stupidly pricey for a piece of paper. And the church likes this too. Every time I adjust my resolution, I sometimes have to hover over these things twice just to see them good. So the second thing I want to do better with is I would like to produce more beer. I want to produce more alcohol if I can. I noticed something else also with regards to the fields, which I didn't notice before. I thought you had to farm on fertile land, but in actual fact, the fertile land only gets you the ability to go up to 100 for your percentage of fertility. For the fields, though, rutabaga, for example, I can plant this anywhere, but it's 60% fertility, which is fine as long as I'm okay with it. I have extra people, right? If I have the extra people, I could, like, say, for example, plant rutabaga here and here. This is outside of, good fertility. Actually, there was a spot here I thought where I could get like a 61 or something. That's fine. But I could do it like right here or anywhere, really. Yeah, this right here would give me 65, right? So if I plant that there and then put this one here, that's 3 rutabaga fields right there, which, takes 40 wood a piece. So it's probably not good to build them all, but if I was to build 2, like actually lined up with each other, if I was to build 2, well, that's not lined up at all, does it? Certainly doesn't look like it. Let's just build 1 for now. I only have 3 extra workers, so. But the hope is, like, I need to produce enough rutabaga so that my pigs can eat. And then my pigs, that's how we can produce the meat. Because right now, this thing supposedly says 3 workers can produce 47. The pig population is slaughtered every 6 days. It takes 6 days to slaughter the pigs. So we're not going to see any meat from these. Because of the demo, I'm not going to see any meat for these. So it's actually a waste of time to build these. I don't know. I don't want to build these. Yeah, we don't want to build these because we'll never get the benefits of it. And that's the only reason to farm rutabaga as well. So now we don't need these, right? So if we have a 25-day plan, then we build for the 25 days. If we're looking at long term, when we play this for real, I would totally want the pig farms. I would totally want, and I would want to have the pig farms built in a staggered manner so that the meat came in every day in smaller numbers, as opposed to like no meat today, but a bunch of meat tomorrow. I think it would still be kind of better that way. So some people would get it, right? Glance revealed the whole truth to Rosia. Relationship is worsened due to intrigue. What? Revealed the whole truth. What does that mean? What does that mean? I wish I knew what that meant. Like, I'm just looking at both of them together. I don't know what that means. Okay, sure. Now Charles is has some relations tonight with Lena, and now she's pregnant again. Oh my God, everybody's having babies now. I mean, that's good, right? Except they're all gonna be a bunch of lords. Maybe the babies will be better. Maybe the second time will be better than the first. I don't know. But yeah, man. All right, cool. Well, yeah, we have a second temple, but nobody's going over there. I also think maybe having more housing could be a good thing. We're going to put some peasant housing over here. 1, 2, or not. Wow, that's... I guess I have to do it as a different... Here, we'll try this. We'll go 2, 3. At least it looks a little bit better. Just to get some people to live over on this side, right? And then we should have more prisoners now, yeah? Yeah, we do have more prisoners. And so, how many prisoners total? We have 9 prisoners total. So if I wanted prisoners to work here, prisoners to work here, and prisoners to work here, right? Now we can get all of our rye fields could be covered by prisoners. Yeah. Day patrol goes right in the center of these fields. There we go. Right? We get these covered by prisoners instead. I like it. I like it a lot. And then, of course, that frees up labor here. So we have some unemployed now for this side. So I want to upgrade the brewery, and I just don't have the books to do that. I have to research that. We can see whether or not there's space for more warriors. There is one, so we'll add 1 more warrior as well. disgruntled peasants can join the warrior, join our warrior area, right? Our training ground, if you will. And then these things, presumably they'd be able to get upgraded later because it says level 1 training ground, I assume. Also, the pig farms, I assume, could get upgraded later too. I don't see that here, but I assume they could because it says level 1 pig farm, but it also says that right here, 3 workers can produce 47 meat, but it only lets me staff 1 worker here because it's a level 1 building. So presumably there will be level 2, level 3 pig farms, and then probably books that lets you go to level 4 and 5, just like over here. Hey, that guy's unconscious, and you're not stopping. You're just going to go all the way. Okay, well, -1 vagabond. That's how that goes, I guess. I still don't know why it says there's terror, though. It's a little weird to me. I'm really hoping to do away with that as best as I can. Now, on the world stage, right, these guys are still... Look, -23 again. So that doesn't seem to have mattered. I was really hoping that would matter. But it didn't. He's going to have to advocate. Because if these guys get to, you know, like especially with Lakehold, these guys right here are -20. So if I don't do this, that puts them to -27. They go to war with us from that. In addition, you know, like anyone who's their ally and stuff, their friends will go to war with us on that. These guys hate us, -14. They're not quite intrigue level yet. And then I clicked these guys before, and they hate us too. So like everybody's intrigue against us right now. And I got to find ways to make that better. But there really isn't a whole lot I can do to counteract the -20 that goes for me being a coward. Like, it's such a huge penalty to have Charles here in charge. To have Charles in charge. You got it. I had it. I had the ability to do that, and I went for it. A little bit late, but I feel like I got it. I feel like it was close enough. Another thing I can do, and I think I'm going to do this just because it would take me to the end of the game. Since there's no way for my kids to grow up, so I'm never going to have a 5th lord, right? And then, you know, we're not going to marry again or anything. I think I'm going to hire a lord. And so Solora is right here. And as far as skills go, she's pretty good on most of the things that I need. Management is decent, and then she has good command and combat skills, so I can have her lead armies and stuff as well. She's Macaw. I don't know if that's going to matter to me, but I'm going to go ahead and hire her. And hiring her with Glance, we get that discount, right? We're going to hire her for 10 days, and it's going to cost 5 rings. If I try to use it with anyone else, it's going to cost me an extra ring. So we're going to do it with Glance right here. I'm going to have her hired as long as I can get Glance out to her. She's trying to leave the settlement right now, and I think Glance will catch her. She's pretty fast, but Glance is faster. There you go. I got to her, and we're going to say, hey, wait, don't leave. We want to hire you. I'm going to persuade you to work here, and we're going to give you 5 rings for having done so. And so Solora can then join us as our 5th lord for now, and we can then provide her, you know, actions for her. So what I think I'm going to do with that, because I'm overloaded on just like everybody's got things to do, right? So I'm going to have, I think, these faraway things over here, so my lords don't have to do it. I'm going to have her handle this. So now we have a new person that can come over and handle some of these things that are way out and about over here. And we can even have her handle this now too for the builders that are over here. Although I don't know why I would want builders. You know what? I don't want builders here. Let's get rid of the builders that are here. I have a better idea for the workers that are here too. So these 3 workers can become unemployed today for now. We're going to then come over and let's have a brewery. We have lots of hops. Okay, we have a lot of it. And I want to start using more of that. So we're going to have another brewery here. And I think one more brewery here. And we'll have these 2 buildings built first. Okay, for our builders that are going to hopefully just go ahead and do that. And then Rosie has got this building. Do we have any more? Yeah, the builders here. Okay. So I think I'm also going to have Let's have Alina not do this building. We're going to give that to her as well. Glance still has 7 buildings. So I need some things that Glance is doing to not be what Glance is doing, basically. Alina's there. Charles has that one. Wow. Okay, let's give this one to Solora. And then Glance has these fields. We'll give these 2 to Solora as well. And that's going to free up time for Glance. It's going to free up time for him to hopefully write that book that he's been desiring to do. We now have 2 temples, right? So everybody can, you know, go to service and do the things they need to do. And then Glance is doing this one. We're going to change this back to the king. The king will handle the scaffolding again. So again, I think that's going to be a big help. Having that extra lord is going to be huge. And all we had to do that is to give her some rings, right? So Charles has 21 rings. Glance has 20 rings. Rotzia has 11, and she actually has a huge negative to her mood because she has the least rings in the kingdom. I want to fix that if I can. So what I'm going to do here, I think, is I'd like her to play dice with Glance. Social play dice against Glance, and that is a 56% chance of Glance winning, which would be a bad thing. If I have her play against Alina, though, that might work, because Alina has 18 rings. See, the problem is why I don't just reward her the rings. One, because it, you know, it takes away Charles's rings. But the other reason is because if I give her 5 rings that way, it only brings her to 16. So she'll still have the least amount of rings. So what I thought about doing is if I have her play dice with somebody and win, then that's a 10 ring change right there. And I think with Alina, that's a good bet. So I think what I'll do here actually is let's have play dice with Alina. There's a 45% chance of Alina winning this. And if she can win at dice, then she can satisfy that desire. And if she loses, of course, that makes it worse. But it's a gamble, right? A 55% on my side for that. All right, good. So Rosia wins. She gets 16 rings. And Alina has 13. So I would have thought that this would go away, because they do not have the fewest rings in the city. But that didn't happen. Odd. The desire will be fulfilled when the character has more rings than anyone else. Clearly not. Because she has 16 and Alina has 13. Huh. On paper, that plan should have worked. It didn't work, though. It's very odd. I'm not sure why that happened, but I don't want to give her rings. Not unless I can buy them from, you know, the traders and stuff. If they want to come by, that'd be great. But that's really unfortunate. All right, so those new workers, those unemployed people, we're going to get them staffed here. We're going to upgrade this building, but we're also going to staff this by having Glance manage this one. And we have one person working there. We have another brewery here. And then we want one person to work this building as well. And we're going to upgrade this one too. And Glance can have or Rosia. It doesn't matter who. Just spread out the tasks basically. Okay. Good. So he's going to give them orders, and then they're going to upgrade, and then, well, I hope they upgrade anyway. And what I'm hoping comes from this, of course, is significantly more alcohol. I want significantly more alcohol to help with rest. And then that way I won't have the peasants don't have rest. The Lord has no housing. So the Lord doesn't have housing. Shit. I forgot about that. Okay. Calm down. Housing. There it is. Lord's house. I'm a little bit low on wood, but you know what? It's fine. We're going to have this be the priority build, and we are going to have the lumber people. The lumber people? Yeah, the lumber people. They're going to just go ahead and deliver what they've got already, which is only 7. And 7 is not enough. There's 22 pending right now. There's 22 pending resources right now, and I need over 30. Yeah, so I need you guys to just deliver what you got. Please ship your goods right now. Please ship your goods right now. And hope that there's enough. If there's not, then we'll just keep doing that. We'll just keep shipping the goods until there is enough. Yeah, these guys don't have the wood that they need for this anyway. But we're wanting to build this first. Oh, both of these buildings don't have the wood. So I delete the lumber camps thinking I don't need that much wood, and turns out I do. Is that just what happens? I think that's what happened. I hate that, man. All right. Well, I mean, we definitely need to upgrade buildings, which takes wood to do. So this is going to be just a matter of patience, I guess. There we go. They're upgrading it a little bit. 17 out of 30. It's really important that the Lord have housing. So I'm going to have to keep telling them to deliver the wood that they have until they have delivered enough to build this house. It's got to happen. No, no, no. Don't deliver it here. No, no, no. Don't deliver it here. Prisoner is attempting to escape. So we've just made 15 moonshine. That's good. So now the rest of your brewing is going to be done with beer. Right? Let's have you ship your goods right now, brewery, since you had nothing to do. You're just sitting there doing nothing, so have you ship it now? Come on. I think I did. I messed that up. I took one too many of the lumber mills away. I should have kept one of them up. Darn it. Well, it is what it is. And then I built these houses too, which probably didn't help. Let's actually get rid of this peasant house. That gives us 14 wood. And now we can put it into this house and finish it. Oh, no. No! You're not going to finish it. No! Continue 1 more hour. No, we don't get that. It just takes too long to do things, man. We only have 22 wood in stock. It's really terrible. Everybody's going on. They're spending time in bed again. Of course they are. They're already pregnant, but hey, let's get them again. They're just having a good time, you know. Hey, they're having a good time for now anyway. Life is good in our kingdom. For now. Until our neighbors show up and demand tribute. Oh yeah, here we go. To my enemy. Well, there it is. Yeah. Demanding vassalage. To my enemy. I am not accustomed to receiving silent refusals, especially on matters of authority. You have shown open disrespect, and my treatment of you will be accordingly. Okay, well, apparently we have an enemy now. Yep. That's unfortunate. Now, again, we can reset opinions of us by just changing who is in charge. And I think I'm going to do that just to kind of see how that dynamic is in the demo. It's not something I would want to do long term. I'd want to, you know, raise an army and like fight my way out of it, but it may not be the best, right? And then you also lose a lot of people when you do that. You just, yeah, I don't want to do that. This peasant here, unhappy peasant. Yeah, we're gonna have one more person as part of our army. There we go. Okay, well. Do I need another tavern? I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a limit to the number of people that can go to this tavern, right? Like, it doesn't look like that's the case. But if I wanted to build another one, I guess I would want to build one closer to, like, maybe over here, and then there would be houses right here, right? Like, again, if we were playing 20, you know, more than 25 days, that would be how I would, I think, progress that. And then I don't think I have any homeless, right? No, we're good. We have 25 religious fanatics, though, so I kind of need to reduce the number of fanatics. I think I'm going to do Sermons of Doubt for a little bit. Glance will take on that side, and I think we'll go ahead and do Sermon of Doubt, and Charles isn't going to be very good at that. But our newcomer, Solora, she'll speak. She's not of our culture, though. Let's have Rosia do it. So Glance and his wife will each take a temple, and they'll be preaching doubt every morning. And we'll see if we can't reduce the number of fanatics, because that is also going to affect not only just like general happiness and such, because they're all going to want more temples, but it also reduces how many people can be part of my army, since the fanatics won't fight for me. Yeah. All right. Well, that's another day down. And with only 3 vagabonds, only 2 cutthroats, I don't see them trying anything funny. I don't think I'm going to see them try anything bad. I am noticing, however, that Glance is no longer reading the book or writing the book, which means to me that we actually have, yes, we have a spare mace stun book now. and we can we can sell that book for a bunch of gold. Plus, our maces now, our lords and warriors, will have 3 times the chance of stunning with maces regarding their skill, regardless of the skill, which is great. Let's have Glance learn the workshop. And then we're going to have, I think Alina is going to go ahead and learn the Chancellery. Now, we're going to need paper workshop as well, but I don't have the ability to learn that. I think possibly we can't do that until after we have workshop. I don't know. But regardless, if we can take the iron that we keep getting for tribute and turn it into tools, then at the very minimum, we can sell the tools in exchange for paper. That would be fine too. Yeah, we have no one employed. Yep, I don't want to move that. Okay, so now we're down to a 7 on these red numbers here. Inflamed wounds in soldiers. We don't have any medical salve, so that's an issue for sure. So Solera not having housing is a big deal. Be best to construct a new home. We're gonna work on that. It says prisoners are poorly guarded. I disagree. I think we're guarding them just fine. Granted, there is only 3 warriors here on this patrol, but it's enough to where they're not running away. We have 8 prisoners, man. Well, if we only have 8 prisoners, then either one tried to escape, and that's when we beat him down and killed him, which is probably what that was, or one of them did escape, and I didn't see it. All right, so everybody's going to the temple. It's the morning. Rosia is standing up here now, so she's going to, again, do that doubt. We're going to see what happens. And then Glance is taking the pedestal up here. He's going to preach about some doubt as well. And we'll see if that does anything for us. Yep, doubt, yes. Preaching of doubt. So again, we have 25 fanatics. We'll see whether or not any of those fanatics can get downgraded today because of the sermon. And now Solora, both Solora and Rosia have a strong desire within themselves. What is that going to be? She still wants that holy rings, right? I mean, my plan didn't work. Solora wishes to have a home. We can do that. That one we can definitely take care of. We're gonna do that today. Don't worry. It's gonna happen. All right. We have 22. We're gonna have, well, I thought we had 22 wooden stock. Yeah, we do. We had wooden stock, so there you go. You have yourself a home. Solora's, yep, has been fulfilled. Good. All right. She's got herself a home. These 2 things will get taken care of, and then our citizens will, hopefully our population grows. It still says we're terrorizing people. I don't know why, but we are down now to 19 fanatics, so it did work. Oh boy, what's this? Polite demand for tribute, threat to plunder. Oh, what is this? Head of the pig farm known as Bright Vale. I love it. It appears you do not value the lives of your subjects. Otherwise, you would have paid me tribute. Well, if that's your choice, here I come. Okay, so who is this? I didn't pay Drimmen. That offended him. That is the guy who... I think he's this guy. I'm looking for that flag. I don't see it. I'm pretty sure that's this guy. Polite demand for tribute was ignored by the guys at Great Mist, sorry. Ignoring my rightful request would only make you either my enemy or a fool, which you do not wish to be. Which do you wish to be? I see. Yeah, this is, again, the thing where everybody's going to hate me now still. To the dishonorable bandit, ignoring my rightful request would only make you either my enemy or my fool, which do you wish to be, etc., etc. So it is definitely a problem. So I think, just to see how this changes politics on the map, I want to see how this works. It's probably something, I don't know this, but probably something I won't have to do when we have the full playthrough later. But I want to see whether or not giving Glance the crown is going to change everything about global politics for me. Because again, he's the coward, right? So to do that, I am going to first award Glance, I think, with rings. I think I'm going to reward him with a ring first. That gives him more rings than the king has. So we want to do that. So glance, king, reward him. Yep. And that's going to change thoughts and everything for this. We're going to do that reward. And that happens where? Also, we need to educate Hepper here. So Hepper, let's get education, intelligence, teaching, etc. And we'll have Glance needs to do the workshop, but he's got time for his son, right? He's got time for his kid. And then Ronan, you're going to get yourself educated too. We're going to have Alina do that, even though she's studying the Chancellery. See, I need them to read the books. That's the thing. How about warfare? Study warfare, and we'll have Solora do that. There we go. That works for me. I can handle that. Let's go ahead and have you bring back your wood right now, if you can, please. And also bring your wood back now, too. And that way we can get these 2 buildings done. And I am going to need more. I am going to need another lumberjack. There's nothing I can do there, but... So Glance has 25 rings. Charles was 16. No, that's an 18. No, I think that's a 16. It's very small text. I'm pretty sure it's a 16, yeah. Okay, so now, again, I'm going to actually save it here. We're going to say, well, this is episode 6, isn't it? So we're just going to call this YouTube 6. YouTube 6 with Charles as king. There you go. This is YouTube 6 Charles, just in case. Because I want to see how it goes. So if I take Charles and I say, no, sorry, Glance. If I take Glance and then I say, pass the crown. The king will give the crown to this character. Glance will become king. Relations with your king from the bishop, the matriarch, and neighbors will start afresh. Now, right now, my relationship with the bishop and the matriarch is actually pretty good. Like, they like me, but this all gets reset, right? So I don't get the bonuses for the destroyed bandit camps. But ultimately, I don't think it'll be a negative for us. Matriarch predicts that in 2 days, your province will be struck by a disaster, yellow fanatics. That's Glance's problem. That's going to be Glance's problem. And then the old King Charles will be depressed and hate Glance. I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to see if we can maybe, you know, give that... we're going to see if we can't solve that problem. So I'm going to say give the crown. Now let's see what that does. I'm going to find where Glance is right here. So Glance is over here. Charles is going to come up and say, hey, man, look, this global politics stuff, it's tough. All right. And I think the whole world is going to be coming against us pretty quick here. We got a lot of enemies. Let's do the right thing for our people and make sure that they don't have to deal with war. And boom. Now Glance has the crown. All right. So with Glance as the crown, Charles now hates Glance. Yep. Gave away the crown as a -40. Yikes. That is a huge hit to opinion. Envy of victories is -13 too. Interesting. So now he's envious of all the things that Glance has accomplished. Glance, on the other hand, has a low opinion of Charles. High because he was rewarded. 7 plus same culture. But look at that. -20 because he's a coward. Envy of victory is 19. -19. Child's enemy. Hepper. What? You just like dirty rumors. 3-year-olds hated this guy, man. So yeah, it's just like everyone just in general doesn't like Charles. So we needed to get rid of that. And so he has 10 rings. Glance has 16. Where did the missing rings go? What happened to the rings? He had 20 something. 25 or something. What happened? Do I have to give rings in order to turn over the crown? The new heir to the crown is Charles. Okay, Charles is now the heir. Yeah. And then this would be one of those situations, right, where I would go in and give a title to Hepper at this point, right? So instead of educate, we would come over and we would give a title, but I can't do that because he's not grown up yet. So in this case, we would just continue with his trading, his training in, management and all those types of things. So I think probably what we would do is, yeah, management. We want management training. So glance, train your kid management. And so with that done, let's zoom out really quick and see how the global politics is now, right? Great Mist is neutral. We have actually a good relationship with Treewood now, +7. That's good. Dragon Horde doesn't hate us anymore. That's 0. This guy was about ready to go to war with us, and he's only a -7. So that's good. I mean, it's not great, but it's something. It's much better than the bad that it was. -7 here, -7 here. All right, Sparkfall down here is neutral, and they're looking like they're having a hard time. You got people coming in. Yeah, from over here, man. These guys are... Sparkfall's had some military conflicts happening right now. And they actually have these guys. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Sparkfall's fighting back against this guy to take back land. And now he's got these. Right when we started this video, dude, this guy here was... He controlled all of this. Didn't he? Yeah, right? All these areas here. This area and then these two areas were all his. And that's not the case anymore. These two are with Sparkfall now. And these are free cities, right? The wings are free cities. United free cities. This is what Great Mist is too. And to be honest, I think we join Great Mist. Right? These guys are independent now too. We could even form our own group of free cities. Because these guys have been passed around like a peace pipe. This Dragon Horde is. Or we can get ourselves taken under the Great Mist wing and have some kind of an allegiance here. Get ourselves some protection, right? Because we don't have a big army. So like the world of politics on the global scale here, or on the map anyway, it's opened up to us now because Glance is king. So we have a new king. And again, I want to see how that works. So for the next 5 days, 4 days, I guess, we're going to have Glance take charge and see what happens. See how that affects anything, right? And Hepper's going to continue his education. He's going to have a pretty good amount of attention there. And presumably, should we have been able to play beyond the 25 days, Hepper would be getting a title, which would give him this 5th slot. And then that would also he would then become the heir as well. And then Alina is now, well, ex-queen. She's had all of her responsibilities removed. That's basically it. She still has this big desire for holy rings. She's got 16 of them. Alina with 13. Charles has 10. I mean, she has the exact same number of rings as the king. And she still says she wants more. She wants at least 25. She's wild. She's crazy. She's absolutely mental. The only way you're getting 25 is if you play rings with Solora and win. That's the only way. You're gonna have to play Solora and some dice. Where is she? Where's Solora? Where's she at? Right over, way over here. Goes for an inspection. She's way over there. That's fine. My people are reading books. I also think that like this here, you might be like, where did my rings go? Where did the rings go? It didn't go to her. Okay, before anyone says, I'm like, where'd the missing rings go? It didn't go to Solora. When you hire these guys, they take their payment at the end of those 10 days. So effectively for this demo, after day 15, you can hire these lords for free because you're never going to have to pay them. They take their payment at the end of their 10 days. So there you go. If you're playing the demo and you're like, again, I know that you guys are not playing the demo, but like anyone who is playing the demo after day 15 for this demo only, you hire these guys for free because you never have to pay them. They take their payment at the end of the 10 days. Okay. So breweries, right? Level 2. Don't have enough people working there. We can do that. Like let's take you out of the mill. I think we're doing pretty well on food. Plus 88 right now. We are absolutely doing well on food. Do that. Put you in one of those buildings. I do need wood, but I don't need builders. So we'll take down 2 of the builders, and they will hopefully reassign themselves to the breweries so that we can have 2 people in each of these breweries. Uh-oh. Okay, I heard fighting, and I was wondering what the hell was going on there. Are we still terrorizing? Apparently we are. Need to get rid of the fanatics, though. And our relationship with the matriarch has been reset. Now, we could have Glance make friends with the bishop if he wasn't busy reading, right? But he can make friends with the bishop, too. So where's the bishop? Right over here, right? So let's say we want the social interaction. We're just going to spend time. We're going to have Glance spend time with the bishop. Hey there. Glance and Rosie are going on a date today. Yeah, after the bishop's done with them. There we go. Had a heartfelt conversation with Rutumra. And then, yeah, again, we can increase the bishop's opinion of us, which helps our relationship with the matriarch and all that stuff. So, yeah. So, world summary, daily statistics. We still have 1. We still have 2 cutthroats, right? We have 8 prisoners. We could try freeing the prisoners, but why? We get free labor. Look at these. Look at these guys working in the fields still. It's great. This is what you get for being pirates. This is how I would do it, I think, if I went on a full playthrough. All the people who are used to be assassins, the people who we defeat in battle, we don't buy slaves. We're not slave traders. We don't buy slaves. But if we take prisoners in battle, they become our labor. All right? It's how they we settle their penance. The exception to that, though, I think I'd probably make rules for that kind of thing. Like, for example, it's be only the people who were setting up in our territory, right? If you went against our people, you will now spend the rest of your life making it up to those people, right? That kind of thing. If it was like we took prisoners over here, or whatever, I would probably, free them, especially if they were people in these areas. Let them go. If they're my culture, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. It's something that's kind of up in the air. I'm not really sure how I would play it, but yeah, this is Norland, man. Norland's been a pretty fun experience so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed this so far. We have just 4 complete days, right? No, 3. This is the end of day 21. So we have day 22, 23, 24, and 25. I assume we get to play the full day of 25, and it doesn't just end when it rolls over to 25. I don't know how that works. So we have, between 3 and 4 days remaining, and that will probably be the finale video, which will be, for this playlist anyway, that will be the next video we do. And hopefully we can get the Chancellery set up, maybe. Maybe that'll be easy to see, fun to see. Workshop, we're not going to get that done, I don't think. We can't read everything. I think if you're playing the demo, one of the best things you can do while doing so is really specializing in what your focus is. Yeah, and these guys all showed up. All these prisoners just showed up, these caravan. But I don't see... Where's the trader? Oh, he's just really slow. Well, we're going to want to trade with this guy. So Charles is still the best at doing that. So we'll get Charles over here to trade. And I think our military would probably... Oh, here we go. Glance just acquired knowledge of... I want these things to stay on the screen or be able to... It looks like Glance just acquired flavorful ale knowledge by talking, which is kind of wild. So I think Mertumra, just by talking to this dude, Glance just learned flavorful ale. I guess that's great in case Charles dies, because if Charles dies, we lose the ability to do that, right? So, coal furnace, yeah, different languages. Teaching volume 1. This book is written in Macaw, so Solora would have to learn it, or we'd have to get a translation. But you see how expensive paper is, right? 20 gold each. And I really can't afford to buy much because the taxes on having all these warriors, it's 321 gold already. I'm already started the trade with 321. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. Now, I could actually just go in and add some hops to the trade up to the saturation point, and even a little past it maybe. Be fine as long as it's still 3. When it drops down to 2, I stop selling, right? That kind of thing. We have some herbs. This is pretty good. We can go up to the saturation point, and if it As soon as it goes to be 6, we stop selling. So now at least we're only selling 138. And then same thing with the rye. We could put some rye in there, right? And now all of a sudden we pay our taxes with, you know, things that we produce instead. And then we have no more maces, no more spears, no more anything. We definitely want maces because we have the bonuses to maces. So all of our people do. So we'll take the maces and now we'll sell, we'll make this trade. And it's only 159 as a trade. So there we go. Now our warriors have more weapons. Indeed. Okay. I think we're going to call this the video for today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. We'll start. Wait a minute. Is it still day 21? Wasn't it just day 21? It just rolled over, but it's still day 21? I am confused. Perhaps the day doesn't roll over at 00? I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. This guy's going to get his butt kicked. Because I think that's a prisoner trying to run away. But we have maces. Yes, we do. You're not fighting anymore, are you? No, you're stunned. Shock of pain. We're going to take you back to your prison cell. Yes, we are. All right. I am going to leave now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you. Bye-bye.